The clouds have broken up in the late afternoon and early evening, but the fans are looming in their seats here in Phoenix, Arizona for a Thursday night soccer match between two teams clad in purple. College soccer lore and history comes to Phoenix as the Portland Pilots have made the trek from the notoriously gloomy and wet Pacific Northwest to familiar weather in the Valley of the Sun, where the Pilots have been greeted by clouds, humidity, and precipitation. The Pilots have traveled away from their loyal fans at Merlot Field to a hostile crowd in GCU Stadium led by the Havocs. It's the Portland Pilots and the Grand Canyon Antelopes set for a clash of purple here at the brand new GCU Stadium.
Founded on the belief that the entrepreneurial dream is an engine that drives innovation forward in a global marketplace, the Colangelo College of Business educates and develops values-driven business leaders. Our graduates exemplify the principles of servant leadership and entrepreneurship. GCU's strong Christian identity informs the education you receive, integrating our Christian values with the business curriculum. The college features more than 25 programs from the bachelor through the master's level, catering to traditional, evening, and online students. These programs serve a diverse set of aspiring business professionals who not only learn in the classroom, but gain real-world experience operating actual businesses. Our students also receive unique access to Jerry Colangelo's legendary experience, leadership, and connections throughout the business world. Find out more at gcu.edu/business.
It's a Thursday night matchup between two teams clad in purple. It's the Portland Pilots and the Grand Canyon University Antelopes. I'm Fletcher Like alongside Taylor Bond here for tonight's game between the 3 and 4 Antelopes who've started 2-1 here at the brand new GCU Stadium. Taylor, WAC play is just 8 days away. What can we expect from the Antelopes and what can we expect from Nikki Jackson, the team's leading goal scorer?
That's right. We're getting ready to get into conference play, and the Lopes are coming off a tough loss in overtime on Sunday night. But Nikki Jackson, he had a remarkable game last weekend, scoring his first hat trick ever recorded. So he's going to have big things coming for him tonight, big things for the Lopes against the Pilots tonight. Let's actually catch up with Nikki Jackson from yesterday and see what he had to say. This is Taylor Bond for GCU TV, here with your Western Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Week, Nikki Jackson. He now leads the conference in goals scored after recording his first ever hat trick. Nikki, tell us what that was like.
Honestly, it was amazing. Went in, got my first goal, kind of injured myself on my ankle, then came back in the second half and put 2 more away, and it was my first hat trick in college. So it was a really amazing feeling, not only just to get my first hat trick, but to also get the win from our team.
Congratulations on that. Tell us what it's like to play in this awesome GCU soccer stadium.
It's amazing. Our fans are the best in the country. We worked really hard to get that stadium up, and now that we have it, we have the best supporting fans in the country coming out and watching us play, supporting our team. It's amazing. I love playing in front of them.
You're a favorite here, playing in front of your home crowd, your family and friends. What does that mean to you to be able to stay here locally and play in front of all of them?
Well, the whole reason why I came to GCU is to be able to play in front of my friends and family, so they come out here and watch me do what I love to do. And it just makes it even better that they come out and show their support and have so many fans come out to our games and watch us play. It's amazing.
What would you like to say to all those fans?
Honestly, I just can't thank you enough for coming out, supporting us. You make us want to play more and more and play our butts off every game, so I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Now tell us, what is your favorite place to eat on campus after a big victory like against the Jaguars?
Oh, definitely have it. I definitely got to go get my habit burger and just enjoy it. It's the best.
Awesome. Well, you heard it here first. This was your Western Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Week, Nikki Jackson. And this has been Taylor Bond for GCU TV. Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
And of course, we want to thank Nikki Jackson again for catching up with us yesterday. He's a lot of fun to talk to. He really loves playing in front of his home crowd. Of course, he's a local here. So like he says, it means everything to him for them to come out here, for their support out here on all of their home games. And it's a great night for soccer and a great night for Nikki Jackson's fans to come out and watch him as well.
Absolutely. Nikki Jackson will be riding on that confidence after scoring 3 goals last week against the University of Purdue IUPUI Jaguars, scoring 3 goals. Tough loss to the Pacific Tigers last weekend, but they'll be looking to ride high into this game against the Portland Pilots and look to do good things on the field here tonight after the rain has fallen.
That's right. It's going to be a great one tonight. You know, we feel like we get excited for a lot of the games, but this one especially, you know, both teams in purple, both with decent records. It's going to be a tough one. You know, Portland comes in with a lot of strong offense and a lot of strong defense as well. And we're going to go ahead and look down here. It looks like we're getting our starting lineups ready to go before this game kicks off in about 3 minutes here.
Yeah, the Portland Pilots soccer team heralds long history and lore over the past couple of decades. The Portland Pilots have produced 2 United States men's national team players that have played for the United States in the World Cup. Casey Keller, who played for the Seattle Sounders and many English clubs, and Steve Trundolo, who captained the United States in 2006 and 2010 in those World Cups. Trundolo also played over in Hanover in Germany for many seasons. The Lopes have something the Pilots do not have. That's a men's soccer national championship title in the NCAA. The Lopes and the Pilots each have relatively new coaches. Hindeman in his 2nd season with GCU and Nick Carlin-Voigt in his 1st season at the helm in Portland. Hindeman has brought in strong players in 2 years and inherited good players as well. Nikki Jackson, who Hindeman inherited, leads the team in goals, and Damian Herman, who Hindeman recruited and scored the first goal at GCU Stadium, are players to watch. Taylor, what do you like in Jackson, and what do you like in Damian Herman?
Of course, 2 of my favorite players to watch out here on the field. Nikki Jackson, of course, leads the conference in goals scored and is tied for league lead in points. He was also your Western Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Week. Both Damian and Nikki scored the first 2 goals of the season to kind of start off the Lopes on a good foot. Damian scored the first goal in the brand new stadium and has a great story, of course. He came from Maryville High School, a local high school right here next to GCU. He had high hopes growing up for playing for the Mexican national team and started playing at a really young age. He started all games last year as a freshman and was a member of the U16 national team as a high schooler. Jackson, of course, as we talked, has that cool confidence, poise out on the field that we love to see, and he plays with a lot of calculated risk. He gets those lucky shots, he gets in where he's supposed to, and he has become the fire fueler for the success of the entire team starting this season. Both will be key components for a Lopes victory tonight.
Good to hear. Good things to watch for fans if you're looking to see quality players. And for the Pilots, 2 players stand out to you, right, Taylor? Chris Reeves, a strong defender who transferred from Wake Forest, and the flashy Eddie Sanchez, who scored a goal that landed on SC's top 10 plays of the week. What do you see from them in Portland?
Good sportsmanship guide all participants. And finally, we pray for your grace, and whatever we do it all for your glory. Padre nuestro, nos has creado para tu honra y tu gloria, y reconocemos que tú nos concedes los deseos de nuestro corazón. Concede a todos presentes, atletas, entrenadores y nuestros huéspedes, seguridad durante este evento. Protege a los jugadores de cualquier herida o lesión y en todo que haya un buen espíritu deportivo. Finalmente, oramos por tu gracia y en todo que hagamos, lo hacemos por tu honra y tu gloria. Y en el nombre de tu Hijo amado, hacemos esta oración. And in your son's name, we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Numa Gomez. Fans, please remain standing as we now honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Tonight, the Star Spangled Banner will be performed by the singers of the Brophy Chapel Ensemble, which is comprised of students from both Xavier College Preparatory and Brophy College Preparatory schools here in Phoenix. The chapel ensemble is under the direction of Mr. Paul Fisco, one of GCU's advisory board members for the Strategic Education Alliance Department. Thank you, Brophy Chapel Ensemble.
And now with Numa Gomez and Brophy Chapel Ensemble doing the prayer and the national anthem here at GCU Stadium. Then Taylor, back to the Portland Pilots. Chris Reeves is a strong defender who transferred from Wake Forest, and Eddie Sanchez is a flashy forward and midfielder for the Pilots. What do you see in them for Portland?
That's right. Reeves and Sanchez are mainly their two powerhouse pilots for Portland, two of their star players, and everyone knows it. Reeves, not necessarily an offensive player, but brings an enforcing threat to the defensive side. He came from a good soccer program at Wake Forest and has been an essential center back for the defensive side. Sanchez, of course, is quite the superstar, landing his last goal in SportsCenter's top 10 plays of the week. He was also the West Coast Conference Player of the Week. Both players will be dominating factors in tonight's game.
Good to know. Chris Reeves, a very strong center back, as we talked about, from Wake Forest. And Taylor, what are your keys to the night for the GCU Lopes if they want to come out on top against these Portland Pilots?
That's right. We got three main keys to the game, like we always do. It's going to be Damian back on, like we've talked about. We want to see his energy back on the field. We want to see him attacking more, getting more scores, getting more goals, and just really seeing him have a lot of energy. Second key of the game tonight is to stop Sanchez. Of course, he had 2 goals early on in the season. He's the West Coast Conference Player of the Week. He's known for getting those kind of ridiculous, unique goals that aren't expected. He kind of keeps the defense on their toes, and we're really going to need to stop them tonight. Our third key of the game this evening is just going to really defend the defense. Portland Pilots are going to be known to be a really strong defensive team, and we're going to have to attack early and capitalize on a victory and really score early on this defense in order to take the lead into our hands and really to have a successful victory this evening. So those are our keys to the game. We'll go over them again at halftime and see what happens.
Absolutely. And the starting lineups for the Portland Pilots, starting in goal, number 1, Paul Christensen. Along the back line, led by number 27, Chris Reeves, is number 16, Connor Johnston, number 21, Lionel Mills, and number 15, Dirk Vanderveld. As the Portland Pilots in white will be working from left to right, and the Grand Canyon Antelopes in purple moving from right to left. In the midfield for the Pilots, an Arizona native, number 6, Shane Aranda, number 7, Matthew Coffey, number 10, Eddie Sanchez. Up top for the Pilots, number 14, Brandon Zambrano, number 19, Benji Michel, and then another Arizona native, number 11, Jackson Jella.
Yeah, of course, we are glad to finally see the GCU men in purple. We've yet to see them on our home turf in the new purple jerseys. They look really good tonight. And, of course, the Pilots in white. Usually we see the home team generally in white, but it's kind of nice to see the Lopes in purple, of course, this evening. Let's talk about the two guys who are starting for the first time this season. Looks like it's Ben Barkoff
and Matthew King. There'll be two defenders on the back line with number 2, Jordan Slack, and number 6, Hector Montalvo, a brand new back line for the Lopes, anchored down by the goalkeeper, number 1, Kendall Day. In the midfield for the Antelopes, number 28, Hadim Say, number 8, Alejandro Radia, number 10, Alex Hollis, and number 15, Nibles. Up top for the Lopes is number 9, Nikki Jackson, and number 10, Damian Herman, two players that you like very much, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Two players that scored the first 2 goals here at GCU Stadium. Both goals coming quickly into the game against the University of Central Florida.
That's right. And like you said, the back line, of course, is a little bit injured tonight. They took out 2 players kind of late into the start of this game. We weren't kind of sure about the final lineup tonight for the starters. So now that we know that the back line did have some injuries, it's going to be key for Coach Heineman to really have them communicate well tonight and ensure that they keep good communication to keep the fast Portland Pilots at bay. Like we said, the Pilots are going to come in. They're one of the fastest teams that the Lopes are going to see all season. So it's critical that the back line, of course, with the injured players, really communicates well with kind of a new starting lineup this evening.
The Pilots have knocked it long. It's headed back to Kendall Day by by Jordan Slack. Kendall Day has to dive for that one to ensure that the Pilots don't pounce on it and put it in an empty net.
I do want to touch on the fact that Portland has yet to win a road game, so that is what the Lopes have advantage, especially like you mentioned in our opener, that it is tough to play in front of this GCU crowd. It's tough to play in front of these Havocs. In a Thursday night game like this, when you have a pretty packed house, it's going to be tough for the Pilots to really win their first road game, and that's going to be a great advantage that the Lopes really need to take into their favor here tonight.
Alejandro Radia tripped up there. Hollis working hard to win the ball back, but he's going to commit a foul in the Pilots' own half. They'll get a free kick from their own area. Hollis is going to get a talking to by the head referee in the middle of the park. He'll whistle the ball back in, telling both players that's enough early here in the game, just the 4th minute of play.
Now on Sunday night's game against Pacific, we actually saw kind of a record number of yellow cards. It got kind of, out of hand towards the end. There was a red card on Pacific's side. Do you think we're going to see that same kind of contact this evening?
I think that the amount of yellow cards was pretty normal. I think that the fact that there were 2 red cards was rare, however, though. Both teams will play physical. That's just how soccer is. Yellow cards happen. It's the part of the game, but it's how you deal with a yellow card and how you adjust to a yellow card that really affects the type of play that you're going to be able to play and how your team will react to a yellow card or a red card in a game. So don't expect too many red cards, but there'll probably be a couple yellow cards shown in tonight's game. Alejandro Radia is going to be perched over the top of this free kick from about 10 yards from the center line.
Alejandro Radia with the free kick.
Cleared out by Portland. Jello with the ball. He'll play it out wide.
This is actually the second time that GCU has faced Portland. Last season, the Lopes took on the Pilots in Portland. The Lopes came out on top with a 4-1 victory.
Early ball crossed in by Radia, cleared off the back line by the Pilots. A dangerous bit of work there. Good 1-2 play between the Antelopes. Get a dangerous cross in. Make the back line of the Pilots work there early in the game.
It's kind of what we wanted to see, like we noted. We wanted to see GCU attack the defense early and really be aggressive coming out.
Say, Montalvo. Matthew King working well out of the back.
Say standing at only 6'2", which, you know, is a decent height. He's looking extra tall this evening. Maybe it's the purple jersey, but he looks very tall this evening, tall and limber.
Both teams look like they'll be playing the ball out of the back tonight, not wanting to give the ball away for any reason, trying to hold on to the ball as much as possible.
Good save down there.
Radia bodied off the ball. Coffey will play the ball way out wide, and it's given away by number 16, Connor Johnson, on the left flank. Loops back in possession on that far side. Jordan Slack with the throw-in.
Now, Radia, a player that we don't necessarily talk about all the time, but he has a lot of credit, a lot of, you know, expectations on him as a sophomore. He was one of only 4 GCU players as a freshman last year to start all 17 games. So he really comes in here with, you know, a lot of confidence, a lot of expectation on him, and I think sometimes tends to get a little under credit for, you know, what he brings to the table.
Benji Michel brought down in the middle of the pitch. It's going to be a yellow card here for an Antelopes defender. Matthew King worked off the ball by Jella, and it looks like Matthew King is going to go in the book for the Lopes here early in the game. Just the 8th minute of play, and we've already seen a yellow card. Jackson Jella doing well to turn and burn Matthew King there in the middle of the park, and a good tactical foul by King to slow down the speedy Jella. One of 3 Arizona natives, 2 in the starting lineup along with Shane Aranda. Mills over the top of this free kick, 15 yards from the center line. Played in and cleared off the line by Montalvo. Zambrano plays it out wide to Eddie Sanchez. Sanchez working on Ben Barkov. Played in, headed off the line. Just enough off of it by Montalvo. Another shot attempt by Zambrano. First time effort, and it's a goal for Portland.
It's a quick goal in only the 7th minute of play here in this first half. GCU looking a little surprised by that one down low, but the Pilots get it off early.
Number 16, Connor Johnson with that first time effort. And he puts the Pilots ahead 1-0 here in the 8th minute of play.
Connor Johnson, a reputable senior for the Pilots, WCC All-Academic team last year, appeared in 18 matches, starting 17 of those. He was WCC All-Academic in 2014, and he appeared in 6 matches off the bench in 2013 as a freshman. So he has a lot of experience, a lot of game time as a senior, comes in with a lot of confidence, and that's going to give the Pilots that early lead tonight. That's also the first goal for him this season. So he's going to be happy to have that one under his belt as a senior for this Pilots team.
Jackson Jella called for a foul of Ben Barkov. His emotions getting the best of him there a little bit, pulling Jella back. And the free kick won by Benji Michel, not Jackson Jella. The yellow card given to Matthew King before the goal was scored by Connor Johnston. First time effort after the ball had been headed out. No Lopes defenders stepping quickly to the ball. Connor Johnston volleyed it into the back of the net past Kendall Day. That's the first goal of the game here in this game on Thursday night. 9 minutes played. Radia with the ball on the left side. He'll find Damian Herman. Herman working his way back into the middle of the field. Herman finds a running knee bless, but the ball doesn't get to him. And the Pilots are back in possession. Jackson Jella fouled yet again. And that's going to be a foul on Hadim Say. They're just at midfield. Nice push in the back there from the strong midfielder for the Antelopes.
Hadim Say from Single. He made an appearance in the regional championship at Monroe College before transferring here to GCU. He's been a really strong player for GCU early on in this season. He was a key member of the Monroe College team who made it to the Junior College National Championships.
Ben Barkoff plays it just off of a Pilots player there. Throw in near side for the Antelopes. They'll need a reset defensively here after giving up an early goal here in the first moments of the game. Bad pass from Say and a bad touch from Say gives the ball back to Portland. And another foul is called. The foul is going to go against the Antelopes yet again. Center ref will send it all the way back to restart.
This is something you never want to see so early on, is to see the team kind of breaking down. You know, if they can keep their composure, if they can keep together, like we said, have that back line, communicate more and more, we can keep our confidence up and really play well. You know, only down 0-1 and it's so early on, the whole game left to play. We have to remember Ben Barkoff also, this is his first start of the season, you know, along with our other player. Who was the first one?
Ben Barkoff and Matthew King are in their first starts tonight. That was a ball whipped in by Eddie Sanchez that Jella found at his feet. Thankfully for the Lopes, he did not shoot the ball there because it looked like he was completely unmarked in the middle of the box. Goal kick now for the Antelopes.
You know, and sometimes it's as simple as getting those, you know, first few minutes out of the way, the team's kind of meeting up for the first time in a year, getting to know each other's style of play. We have a few new players into the lineup this evening. It's going to take a few minutes to kind of get under control and get our composure back.
Game getting very chippy here very early on, just in the 12th minute of play. The referees had to stop play for multiple reasons that don't pertain to the sport of soccer. Ball whipped in here, cleared off the line by Lionel Mills. Lopes back in possession on the far side. A ball played all the way over the top by Montalvo. Finds Alejandro Radia, who slips and falls on this wet surface after the rain. And Jackson Gell is back in possession, who finds number 7, Matthew Coffey. He'll play it all the way out wide, and the Pilots are looking to attack with pace here. Zambrano, just a good save there from Kendall Day. And a foul called against Brandon Zambrano. Good link-up play there with Benji Michel and Eddie Sanchez. Zambrano, nifty footwork there. Eddie Sanchez with the flick on. It's a good stop there from Kendall Day off his line early to save the Lopes from going down 2-0 here early in this ball game.
That's right. Kendall Day plays very consistently every game. You know, he makes the right adjustments and he stays into the game even when not getting attacked on. He stays very engaged and is ready for play. He played and started 16 of GCU's 17 games last year, had 72 saves. Very respectable marks by the goalie. In his senior season, here from Gilbert, Arizona.
Slack. Oh, just past the hip of Alejandro Radia. He finds it in the corner. Lopes looking to even up this game. Barkoff just cleared off the line by Coffey. Just outside the penalty, just inside the penalty area, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Antelopes near side. Barkoff looking for a man. He finds Damian Herman. Herman trying to play the ball all the way over to the other side. Falls to Hadim Say, who tries to be a hero from 40 out, and the ball is going to hang and slide just to the left.
Now, Fletcher, we're seeing just as what we anticipated from both teams. The Pilots are coming out fast, but I think GCU is reacting quite well. You know, they're reacting just as quickly as the Pilots are, and they're really playing well. Like the videos that you're seeing tonight, watch them again by subscribing to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU.
Yeah, and the YouTube channel for the Lopes is something where you can go and find just about everything. The game replays will be on there, full game replays, game highlights. You can find different things like trending faith and different interviews with different students, welcome week interviews, welcome week replays. Just a fun place to go and just catch up on GCU things that are happening all around campus.
I believe you can find chapel there as well, too. Previous chapel.
Offside is called on the far side. Antelopes will reset through Kendall Day. How do you say? Kendall Day and Matthew King, along with Hector Montalvo, those four players in the middle of the park that really will control how the Lopes come out of this first 15 minutes down 1-0. How do you say? Back in possession. He's a workhorse out there. Big body. He's just dribbling around the shorter, speedier Portland Pilots forwards and midfielders. An errant pass there from the Antelopes puts the Pilots back in possession. Throwing near side for the Pilots. A good tackle right here. That's Alejandro Radia sliding in there. Unfortunate that the ball goes back to the Pilots. Played off of Ben Barkoff.
Radia, like we spoke about before, that sophomore who we undercredit sometimes from FC Dallas. We have a number of players that have come out of the development camp, as Coach Heineman is the head coach of that academy and has recruited lots of players from FC Dallas, one of the top soccer clubs in the nation and recognized worldwide as well. I believe Montalvo is also another player coming from FC Dallas. He's a freshman this year, has already seen a number of minutes out here on the field. He also played for the U19 national team with FC Dallas, winning the U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championship. Was named Top Drawer Soccer's freshman first team. Comes in very reputable.
Lopes back on the counter attack here. Radia and Herman and Alex Hollis. Radia with the ball finds Nicky Jackson's head, but it's just going to go over the top of the goal. Out for a goal kick for the Pilots. Good work there by the Lopes to counter attack quickly, even when they did not have the offensive numbers. Taking the ball from their own 18-yard box, getting the ball up the field quickly there. That's what we like to see out of the GCU Lopes. Trailing 1-0 here to Portland.
Portland finished 6th in the West Coast Conference preseason coaches poll. Eddie Sanchez was selected to preseason All-WCBC team as well.
Jose Rodriguez Nibles pulled down on the far side. Connor Johnston pulling down Niebles on that far side. Montalvo's free kick sent in just over the head of Nicky Jackson. It's going to go out of play for a goal kick yet again for the Pilots. Damian Herman and Jose Rodriguez Niebles really going to need to be those two players on the outside part of the midfield for the Lopes that really can get wide and get the ball in dangerous areas for the Lopes. A bad back pass there from Matthew King forces Kendall Day off his line quickly to send that one out of play. Portland Pilots attack threatening there. Throw into Sanchez, juggling the ball on his own line. And a ball passed back to Kendall Day. Awkward for him. Didn't know if he wanted to take that one with his hands or with his feet. Just sends it off of his knees out of play. And it's going to be a corner kick for the Pilots here in the 20th minute. Eddie Sanchez will take the free kick here in the 20 minutes of play. Whipped in, headed off the line by Say. Just as far as Coffey. Coffey plays one in. And Alejandro Radia will get the ball out of the Lopes' 18-yard box. Coffey colliding with Montalvo. Good bit of skill there from Niebles. Montalvo gives it away right back to Connor Johnston. And the Lopes are back in possession, looking to counterattack here. 3-on-5 situation. Alex Hollis plays the ball out wide. Damian Herman. Pilots clear it back towards Hector Montalvo.
They seem to be very flustered in those first early minutes. They're starting to gain their composure back slowly. They're coming back offensively stronger than I think they did in the first few minutes. It's all about patience, all about poise, playing with the right moves, and staying calm through this through this frustration. This is Portland's final tune-up also before they head into the West Coast Conference play. So kind of the final little matchup for both teams before they finally head into their conference play. GCU in the Western Athletic Conference, of course, looking for a conference title in their last year before they can play, of course, in postseason play, being able to play in nationals, as Coach Heineman has perfectly timed with recruitment and such things as they're going into this season. They're aware that this is the last time that they're going to have to wait out for nationals and postseason play. So great timing for the brand new season and brand new stadium.
Bad throw in on the far side for the Lopes. Gives the ball right back to Portland. Coffey and Shane Aranda working well in the midfield. Strong tandem in the middle of the park for the Pilots. Chris Reeves, long ball forward. Will go all the way back to Kendall Day. Lopes will work out of the back like we've seen all season long. When in doubt, send it back. Send it all the way back around. Ben Barkoff trying to work on number 11, Jackson Jella. Jella too quick for Barkoff. Jella and Benji Michel, two very fast forwards for the Portland Pilots. Dirk Vandervelde working up the right side, trying to find Benji Michel. Ball is called back.
In celebration of our recently completed campus expansion, Grand Canyon University is offering scholarships for adult students in evening programs. Now your education and career goals are even more accessible. This unique scholarship program includes a 30% scholarship. Attend an info session at October 11th. For more information, go to gcu.edu/evening.
And that 30% scholarship is very beneficial. People can come and attend GCU classes on that 30% discount. And when money's tight, 30% can mean the difference between a lot of different things. So check them out. GCU's online classes are always a way to incorporate it into a busy schedule. Come attend classes on ground at night. Get a degree. Get going with your life. Chris Reeves will stand over this free kick just at about midfield. Chris Reeves, a transfer from Wake Forest.
We talked about him in the pregame show, how he is a big defensive component for the Pilots. He isn't necessarily an offensive player, but he brings a lot of experience, a lot of elite experience, and has really been a huge center back for the defensive side.
Yeah, and Chris Reeves is a member of the United States under 20 and under 18 teams. He spent 2 years at Wake Forest, helping the Demon Deacons capture the ACC regular season title and reach the NCAA Elite Eight in 2015 as the #1 team in the country. He was on an ACC all freshman team in the ACC in 2014 as a right back. So a very strong, very experienced defender for the Portland Pilots. A good find there for the Pilots, and Carlin Voigt will be happy to have Reeves on his back line.
Now, Fletcher, when we spoke with Alex Hallis a few weeks back, we talked to him about leadership and experience and bringing that onto the team and everything that he's brought on. He wants to be a leader on this team. What's it going to take tonight for those leaders to really stand out and come together and bring these guys on the same page?
Pilots in on net. Kendall Day with a good save, reaction save with his right hand to pop it out of play. Eddie Sanchez working well down the line, getting to the end line, putting one across the frame of goal, looking for Brandon Zambrano and Matthew Coffey. Eddie Sanchez will stand over this corner kick. Play it all the way across the goal towards that back post, just too far for any Portland Pilots. Herman slips over the ball and is on the ground in pain. Niebles working hard on that right side, trying to get the ball crossed in and sent out of play. And Alex Hallis will really have to be a leader, like you said, Taylor. He talked about how he wanted to be a leader a couple weeks ago. But this is really an opportunity for him to show his leadership experience coming from Syracuse, team that made it to the NCAA tournament while he was there with the Orange. Alex Hallis will really have to lead this team by example and verbally, vocally, and with his body language here on the field, down 1-0. We're already seeing it right here on this corner kick, telling players where to go as a midfielder, arranging people on this back line. Kendall Day with a save, falling backwards. A shot attempt from Portland ricochets off and back out of play. It looks like there's going to be another yellow card here, given to number 11, Damian Herman, for pushing the back on number 14, Brandon Zambrano. Both teams getting exceptionally strong, rough play happening, pushes with the arms instead of tackles with the legs. 2 yellow cards been assessed to the Antelopes. Matthew King and Damian Herman with those 2 yellow cards. Here in the 26th minute of play, Eddie Sanchez standing over this free kick just outside the 18-yard box. And that was Coffey with his head just flicking it past the far post as he runs into the goal. Frustrated with himself for not putting that one on net. Charles Keating coming on to the field.
Charles Keating has an interesting story transferring here from UC San Diego, having to sit out last year due to NCAA transfer rules, but back onto the field, into the game for the Lopes this season.
Yeah, he started in that first game here at GCU Stadium, played a factor in that win over the Central Florida Knights. And he's a very quick midfielder that played for UC San Diego. Coming in here in the 27th minute against the Portland Pilots. Down 1-0. Pilots will play it out of their own half. Back towards Hector Montalvo, who will flick it on to Kendall Day. He'll be able to pick this one up with his hands. And Lopes will reset defensively and offensively, trying to play the ball out of the back.
Now, Fletcher, we got those 2 yellow cards early on. Do you conclude that kind of to the tension, kind of the breakdown early on in those first few minutes of that Pilot's goal and our kind of frustration on the Lopes side?
Both teams were definitely getting physical, and I think the Lopes were a little bit frustrated. Things weren't going their way in the first couple of minutes, but that's not an excuse for play and getting a yellow card. You got to keep your head and keep going, even though if you're not getting the calls. Lopes back on the counterattack here. Nikki Jackson with the ball finds Charles Keating. Keating trying to play the ball back to Nikki Jackson, unable to do so. Hector Montalvo's pass to Alex Hollis is too long for him, and the Pilots will get a throw in their own half on the near side.
Hector Montalvo always works hard. That's one thing I love about him. He goes after those balls, even though it's a little out of reach. You can still see him fighting to get there, you know, hustling to get to every ball, hustling to get to every pass. And if he gets it or not, he's always working, always hustling for his team. We like to see that young confidence, that young composure out there.
Hollis unable to find Nikki Jackson. Hollis again. Jackson. Radia. Herman plays it all the way back to Ben Barkov, who will switch it all the way out to the right side for Hector Montalvo. Keating. Slack. Slack in behind the defense. And this one's just going to get out of play. It's going to be a corner kick there for the Antelopes. Good work on the right side between Slack and Keating to get behind the Pilots' defense. Slack has been known to play in dangerous balls, playing in a dangerous ball, leading to the second goal of the season. Nikki Jackson's header finding the back of the net against the Central Florida Knights. Now the Lopes have a corner kick. Alex Hollis with this corner kick. Keating off the line, saved by Christensen. What a save by Christensen on the line. Charles Keating rising above everybody else to head that one on frame. A fantastic save with the right mitt by Christensen to deny the goal for the Lopes.
I think that's just what Keating needed also. He hasn't gotten a lot of field play, hasn't gotten a lot of minutes, but coming in early into this game, playing as confident as he is and playing as strong as he is, I think Coach Hyndman will see that and he'll get into the game a lot more and get a lot more minutes, you know, kind of shaking the dust off, getting that rust out in these early minutes, and really I think he's going to have a great game. He definitely could come in and be the energy lift that this entire Lopes team needs. Him and Jordan Slack working together like that in the back also. Looks like a little contact down there in midfield.
Charles Keating wins a free kick on the far side. A little bit of extracurricular play after as well with Connor Johnston.
Blogs.gcu.edu is a great place to learn more about a wide variety of topics from GCU colleges as well as student life and spiritual life. Find out more at blogs.gcu.edu.
Alex Hollis's effort there just over the net. And the Pilots will have a goal kick sent over to Leo Mills. Johnston working against Keating here on the far side. He'll play all the way back over to Reeves. Herman working on Reeves, forcing it all the way back to Christensen. Michel with the header forward, just as far as Barkov. Barkov finds Radia. Radia working on Vanderveld. Barkov. Hallis. Herman. And Hallis, Herman, and Hallis working there in the middle of the pitch. Played all the way over to Hector Montalvo. Montalvo finds Slack. Slack works well, and his cross is over the head of everybody. And it's going to go out of play on the near side for a throw-in.
He had a lot of energy off that ball, and I think just a little bit more than he anticipated. He had great positioning, no one around, but just a little too hard off that ball to go over.
Slack and Keating working well on that right side together. They have a bit of chemistry on the right side, working well in that first game against the Knights as well. Keating and Slack back together on that right side for the Lopes, and they've gelled well here together once Keating has come onto the pitch.
That's right, and Jordan Slack didn't play a whole lot last year. He only played in 5 games as a junior, but he attempted 1 shot, played 6 games as a sophomore, but I think he's going to get a lot more playing time in the diversity of this team dynamic this year. Yeah, he's been here, committed since his freshman year, loyal to the team, stuck it out, worked hard, and I think that's finally going to pay off for him this season. Coach Heineman's going to see the work he's putting in, seeing the composure he has out on the field, and how him and Keating are really working off each other in these last few games.
Sanchez going to the floor early and easily there. No call given. Foul committed by Johnson on the far side against Nicky Jackson. Lopes have a free kick towards the touchline on the far side. Hallis will stand over this one. Say, Montalvo, and King are moving forward here. 3 big center backs and center midfielders moving forward for this one.
Now from this spot on the field, we're going to look for the ball to be played into the back post.
There it is. Christensen off of his line, punches it out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Antelopes. And that's exactly what we saw, Taylor. A ball played towards that back post. A lot of bodies there. Christensen off of his line quickly. Lopes have had the better of the Portland attack defensively. Ball played in by Slack, flicked on by Jackson just into the stomach of Christensen. Christensen telling his team to slow down a little bit. 36 minutes passed. Pilots lead 1-0 here in Arizona.
Now Jackson continues to get good positioning, gets good touches with the ball, but can't quite get it in there. It's kind of the dynamic of the Pilots' defense as well, surrounding them. But he's getting good positioning, and that's all we can ask for, right now.
Jackson working on Vanderveld. Herman, Hallis. Hallis with the ball, gets past his defender. Jackson! Jackson just stands off the line.
Oh, gosh.
Corner kick for the Antelopes. That ball just bouncing, hoping the ball goes over the line. Christensen hoping it doesn't go over the line. Jackson shaken up a little bit there on that play.
I think we're going to see maybe the replay on that one down here. No
Hallis.
Replay on that one. But the crowd is standing on their feet. A lot of excitement here. The momentum we need.
Hallis will play this one in from the near side. He'll find Herman. Short corner. Hallis played in. Headed by Coffey. Matthew King flicks it on, and it's cleared off the line by the Pilots. Jella and Barkov working for the ball there. Barkov wins the ball and plays it back to Kendall Day. 37 minutes gone by, and this one's getting heated. Not necessarily emotionally heated, but it's getting contested here by the play of the players and not by the emotion, which is good to see. No call. Keating with the ball. Shot by Keating is saved, diving Christensen to his right. A little bit unbalanced shot there from Charles Keating on his left foot. does well to get the ball off of Nikki Jackson, but his shot not enough to harm or startle Christensen.
I think what's really playing onto the GCU side, though, as well, is coming off that emotional game on Sunday where they lost in overtime. You know, we really thought they had that game. Both teams played so well throughout the entire game, and I think that's going to play into tonight's game. They're not going to let another one go. They're definitely not going to let another one go that easy, so that's really going to be in the back of their minds all game long. That's something I think the Lopes really, have as well, is to learn to win these close games, to learn to win these tight games that are played back and forth all game long, and to really come out on top and have that confidence and know what that feels like.
Keating wins the ball back off of Eddie Sanchez. Say finds a streaking Damian Herman. Quick enough to stay in bounds. Herman working on Vanderveld. And his pass to Nikki Jackson just off the mark. Errant touch from Montalvo. Nothing there, but Slack gets the ball on the right side. Keating working well on that right side as well with Connor Johnston. Slack and Keating working together. Bad pass there from Slack. The Lopes are back in possession. Bad touch there from Herman. And the Pilots are back in possession. Jackson Jello working on Ben Barkov. Barkov does well to get his body in front of the ball. And he's going to draw a foul on the near side. Both players playing physical there.
Now, like we spoke about before, it rained all afternoon. It looks like the grass is a little bit wet down there. You know, the conditions might be a little bit different than what we're used to, what the players are used to playing in the hot heat of the day. The dry grass, it looks a little slippery out there. That could be conducive to some of these bad passes and this slipperiness out here.
Slack and Keating working well on that right side yet again. Slack sliding to keep the ball in play. The Pilots frantically kicking the ball out of their own half multiple times here in the last 10 minutes. The Lopes have calmed down offensively and defensively and has had some good possession. Hallis and Radia working here. Hallis taking off the ball.
I like how inclusive everyone is playing, though. Everyone is so engaged. This is one of the most intense I've seen everyone kind of play and play as a team all season long.
No call at the top of the box there. Carlin Voigt very adamant on the touchline in his technical area. But no call there as Michel had gotten past his defender and brought down by King. Pilots back in possession. Coffey and Zambrano working on that left side. Hallis now finds Herman. Herman will play it out wide left to Ben Barkov. Say. Barkov. Bad pass from Barkov, sends out a play. And two substitutions coming in for the Pilots.
Say is continuing to get a little bit frustrated. You can tell kind of by his body language and how he's hanging his head. We really want to see him get a little bit more energetic, pick himself up. He's a great leader on this team, great key member, great component. We really want to see him pick it up later into this first half.
Eric Edwardson and Gio Magana Rivera onto the field for the Pilots. Eric Edwardson with 3 goals, tied for the team lead. He's going to be that free kick taker for the Pilots. Him and Eddie Sanchez, playmakers for the Pilots.
Yeah, both Eric Edwardson and Jackson Jella are tied for 3 goals apiece, the most goals for the Portland Pilots so far in this season. And then Benji Michelle and, of course, Eddie Sanchez with 2 goals behind them. Men's basketball begins a new season this November. Score your 2016-2017 season tickets today to secure the best seats and be a part of the action all season long. Get your tickets today at lopestickets.com.
Jackson working against Chris Reeves, and they're going to bring it back. A foul called against Nikki Jackson just outside the 18-yard box. A little bit of simulation there from Nikki Jackson. Both teams going to ground easily. See it from Eddie Sanchez a lot. We'll see it from most players trying to get a call. Magana Rivera cleared off the line by Slack. First time effort from Coffey is deflected out, and Say will boot one towards the left corner and into the GCU technical area. Throw in Pilots. 44 minutes gone by.
Now, something we haven't discussed about Portland is they have 9 newcomers on this team, including Chris Reeves, as we talked about, center back, who played for Wake Forest. So a lot of new faces on this team, a lot of young diversity mixed with Chris Reeves and his experience and his previous play with Wake Forest. So, you know, they're kind of a unique mashed up team that actually has a solid record coming into tonight's game.
Edwardson was working against Barkov and wins a throw-in. Edwardson will throw the ball in. Edwardson from Vancouver, British Columbia, a junior. Edwardson's free cross, uncontested there, just as far as Slack. Slack working down the right side. His pass to Herman finds Alex Hollis. Hollis looking at Radia, calling him back. His checking run is in time. Herman and Hollis working on the near side, who will find Say. Say looks deep for Slack. The ball is poked out of bounds by the Pilots. Slack with the throw-in. He has Jackson and Keating working on their defenders. Jackson with the ball. Does well against Coffey. Jackson gets to the touchline, and it's going to roll out of bounds for a goal kick as the final seconds close out the first half. Pilots lead 1-0 here in Phoenix, Arizona. 2 teams clad in purple for this match. Pilots lead 1-0 here at halftime.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692. There's a swell of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for their season and they're ready for action. The only NCAA D1 men's soccer team in the state will dominate the field at our brand new state-of-the-art 6,000-seat soccer stadium. Former MLS Coach of the Year, head soccer coach Shellis Hyman, leads this all-star squad at the epicenter for soccer in the state. Come catch all the family-friendly excitement. Games will sell out. Get your GCU season tickets today at lopestickets.com.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Welcome back to GCU Stadium here. The Pilots lead 1-0 here at GCU Stadium against the GCU Antelopes. Two teams clad in purple for this matchup on a Thursday night game.
That's right.
Cloudy, gloomy day coming into today's game. First goal was scored by the Pilots. Brandon Zambrano, not Carlos Zambrano, Cubs baseball player. Brandon Zambrano, a leading goal scorer from last year for the Pilots, scores the opening goal here tonight for the Pilots, and both teams settling in well after that first goal was scored.
Yep.
Lopes creating multiple attacks and multiple threatening goal-scoring opportunities, more than the Pilots did.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect from the GCU short expectations going into the rest of the game, and what's coming up here in the rest of the halftime show?
Well, I really think that the Lopes are playing well. You know, they're down 1-0, but I think they have a lot of energy tonight, a lot more intensity, like we said, than they've ever seen, I think, so far in this season. They're playing aggressively. A lot of new faces in. Jordan Slack, Charles Keating playing really well together. You know, Nikki's getting good positioning. You know, everything we can expect and everything we can want. So it's just kind of maintaining that momentum into the second half. But right now we're actually going to go to Western Athletic Conference Rewind, where we're going to see some of the other men's soccer teams and our very own Nikki Jackson, your Western Athletic Offensive Player of the Year, or Player of the Week, excuse me. So we're going to go to that, and then stay tuned for your GCU Hotel halftime highlights right after this. Stay with us.
Welcome to the WAC Rewind for the sport of men's soccer the week of September 20th. My name is Eric Danner. A huge matchup in Orem this past weekend as number 19 Utah Valley took on number 20 Gonzaga on a beautiful day for soccer in Orem, Utah. No score in the first half, and this game was on the WAC Digital Network. Paul Hoffmeister of Utah Valley in the green gets taken down while going for the header. That sets up a free kick for Aaron Meyer, and the sophomore fires a wicked shot from about 20 out. Wolverines take a 1-0 lead. That's all they would need. Utah Valley hands Gonzaga their first loss of the season, 1-0. The WAC Defensive Player of the Week is UVU's Alex Neff. The senior defender helped the Wolverines post 2 shutouts as they also beat California State Northridge 1-0. UVU has not allowed a goal in 3 straight games. The Offensive Player of the Week is Nikki Jackson from Grand Canyon. The junior from Scottsdale had a hat trick against Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, the first hat trick of the season in the WAC. Make sure to check out the WAC Digital Network this week in men's soccer as Portland travels to Grand Canyon to face Nikki Jackson and the Lopes. That is a 7 p.m. Pacific start time on Sunday. Seattle hosting Davidson on the WDN. The Redhawks putting on a show there in white. Jeff Rose cleaning up the first goal of the game just 6 minutes in. Seattle U up 1-0. 33rd minute, Julio Rubio fires a left-footed shot from the top of the box. It's 2-0 at the half. SU goes on to win 4-0. They outshot the Wildcats 19-2. WAC standings, Utah Valley is on top. The Wolverines have won 3 in a row. Affiliate member Air Force has now won 4 in a row. The Falcons host Gonzaga this Sunday. Seattle U is also rolling. The Redhawks play at Washington on Sunday. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for the WAC Digital Network. I'm Eric Danner.
Finding the right college isn't always simple. The choices I make today affect where I'll be tomorrow. That's why I chose Grand Canyon University. Here I'm working toward a greater purpose and a place that feels like home. With scholarships to help me earn my degree, I can graduate in less than 4 years. By attending GCU, Arizona's premier private Christian university, I know I'm not just making the right choice, I'm making the smart choice.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
On wasn't really what we were expecting. You know, the Lopes kind of got a little frustrated little broken down right after that, but their confidence is coming back, and I think this second half is going to have a lot of momentum and a lot more energy than what we want to see.
Yeah, Connor Johnson scoring that first goal of the game in the 8th minute. A corner kick coming in from Eddie Sanchez fell to him. Nobody was quick enough to react on the Lopes defensive line, and he put it in the back of the net past Kendall Day. The first goal of the game, the only goal of the game so far for both teams between the Antelopes and the Pilots. Here are a couple highlights from the first half so far. Multiple opportunities for the Antelopes so far in the game. We'll start off with a dangerous backhead pass there from Jordan Slack. Kendall Day was quickly off of his line to stop it. Good interlocking play here. This is the yellow card here from Matthew King, bringing down the Pilots attacker. Ball bouncing around. A fantastic half volley from Connor Johnston. An absolute stunner there from the left back for the Pilots.
The men's soccer team is back in action Friday, September 30th, right here in the beautiful GCU Stadium.
Another yellow card or foul there in the middle of the pitch by Hadim Say.
GCU soccer flag, and the class of 2018 will receive their class t-shirts.
Sliding tackle by Radia there.
Don't miss the Run to Fight night on Friday, September 30th, as we'll have some very special cancer fighting superheroes.
Ball whipped in here from Hector Montalvo deep in his own half. Falls to Nicky Jackson. He's going to be called for a foul. None of the goal opportunities for the Lopes displayed in that first half highlights, but there are many opportunities. Nicky Jackson getting an opportunity on goal just whiskers wide of the post. And a Charles Keating powerful header saved barely off the line by Paul Christensen. 2 opportunities for the Antelopes to come back into this game, down 1-0, unable to put them in the back of the net. Hopefully they can put one in the back of the net here in the second half to tie this game up and get another one in the back of the net to take the lead here against the Portland Pilots, trailing 1-0.
That's right, and one of the keys to the game was Damian Herman back on, and he's had a lot of good energy in this game. You know, he's a fan favorite out here. We all love to watch him play. And actually, earlier this summer, we kind of caught up with him as he actually played for FC Tucson in the Player Development League, and he led us through a tour of kind of what he went through in the facility in Tucson. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Pink's a beautiful ball.
I've been playing for FC Tucson this whole summer. Let me take you down to the facilities. So this is the weight room. This is where we do like lifts and stuff. This is the athletic room. Athletic training room. This is our locker room. These are the posters we signed for like the kids that are coming down to our game tonight.
Welcome back to GCU Stadium, and that was Damian Herman, of course, playing for FC Tucson this summer. Sorry if you couldn't really see that. We had some technical difficulties this evening, but we hope that you can stream back and watch that on our YouTube channel, of course, and all of our videos and all of our streams are posted there, along with some of our episodes that we play, Trending Faith and Chapels, all on our YouTube channel. Fletcher?
Yeah, and that's a fun opportunity for many players. Soccer players get to go and experience what life is like as a professional player.
That's right.
Baseball teams get to do the same thing. There's summer baseballs. There's summer soccer leagues like we saw with Damian Herman, and many other players played for an FC Dallas Premier League development team as well. So good opportunities in the summer to continue playing, continue crafting their trade as soccer athletes and baseball athletes. Many baseball players doing the same thing in the summer. And there's a lot of fun things that are happening on the campus of GCU during the year as well.
That's right.
Many different things, including Serve the City, which you'll see right here. Serve the City. Coming up next is October 1st, their next Serve the City opportunity. It's from 7 a.m. to noon. You can get involved as groups of GCU students, faculty, and staff, and head out in the community to revitalize the neighborhood surrounding our campus. You must pre-register to participate, so don't miss out. Sign up at gcu.edu/servethecity.
Of course, Serve the City and Canyon Kids is also very popular. I know that next event is coming up this Saturday. I believe they're going to be on the park just north of campus working with kids as they usually do. Of course, next is our Masterworks concert. The music department here at Grand Canyon University's College of Fine Arts and Production is proud to present the first Masterworks concert of the 2016-17 year, Prayers for Our Time. Enjoy a selection of classic masterworks from some of your greatest composers. The concert will feature singing groups The Canyon Chorale, Canyon Singers, Critical Mass, and other student and faculty soloists. Be sure to catch the concert on October 6th at 7 p.m. at the First Southern Baptist Church of Phoenix, just outside of the GCU campus.
Yeah, and GCU music groups always produce fantastic music here in the Fine Arts production room and building. And lastly, the College of Theology has partnered with the Gospel Coalition of Arizona to bring you Orthodoxology. This event will be on October 5th and features great speakers and guests, including Keith Getty, who you might know as the songwriter for the popular hymn In Christ Alone. Pick up tickets for the event at the College of Theology front desk or at the recording studio. For more information, email cot@gcu.edu.
Of course, like Fletcher said, tons of fun activities, of course, for students, faculty, and all those events, of course, are open to the public as well. So you guys are all welcome to join and tell your friends and families to come out to that as well. And before we head to break and before we start this second half, we're going to take a look at the impact GCU had on one particular student and the success of her family business. We'll be right back after this.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692. There's a swell of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for their season and they're ready for action. The only NCAA D1 men's soccer team in the state will dominate the field at our brand new state-of-the-art 6,000-seat soccer stadium. Former MLS Coach of the Year, head soccer coach Shellis Hyman, leads this all-star squad at the epicenter for soccer in the state. Come catch all the family-friendly excitement. Games will sell out. Get your GCU season tickets today at Lopes.
Welcome back to GCU Stadium. Lopes trail 1-0 against the Portland Pilots. Connor Johnston opening up the scoring in the 8th minute. It's halftime here at GCU Stadium on the campus of Grand Canyon University. It's a Thursday night matchup between two teams clad in purple. Lopes are back on the field. They'll be moving from left to right. Charles Keating starting here in the second half after coming on in the first. And the Pilots will be in their all-white uniforms yet again for the second half, moving from right to left. Team switching at halftime. Connor Johnston's half volley. The difference between the two sides here as the second half kicks off.
That's right. We can't forget about women's soccer, of course. They play tomorrow evening against CSU Bakersfield. Of course, the women's volleyball team as well, taking on CSU Bakersfield tomorrow as well.
A lot of exciting sporting events here happening in the fall.
That's right.
As Ben Barkoff working down the sideline, Ball stays in play. Ben Barkov working on the side. He finds Damian Herman. Herman down to the sideline. Just cleared off the line by number 6, Shane Aranda. Ben Barkov working down the line. The ball didn't go all the way out of bounds. He found Damian Herman, who brought it to the touchline. His pass, Nicky Jackson, back across the face of goal, intercepted by Aranda. Alex Hollis will take this free kick from the corner.
Damian Herman plays with such expertise, such excellence out there, playing so quickly with confidence, going in risky situations.
This is just the start the Lopes needed. Poor corner there from Alex Hollis. Low and short into the box. Matthew King done silly there. No foul called. Portland bench not happy about that one. Very animated on the sideline. Ball bouncing around outside the 18-yard box for the Pilots. The ball will be cleared back all the way out to Hector Montalvo. Matthew King needs to be careful what he does defensively. He's already on a yellow card, getting a yellow card early in this game, and that's why the Portland staff was not happy about that call. No call there. Poor pass from King right into the feet of number 19, Benji Michel. Coffey will send it all the way out wide right to Vandervelde. And the Pilots are back in possession on the far side.
Now, if you're just tuning in with us on GCU TV after the half, we want to thank you again for sticking around with us. And you can catch, of course, volleyball and soccer here on GCU TV in this fall season, as well as a lot of other live streaming events, and including Chapel and our YouTube page. You can see other episodes and features that we post as well. So we thank you for tuning in, and of course to catch our volleyball and soccer games right here on GCU TV.
Couple stats from the first half. Portland Pilots, 7 shots, 2 on goal, 1 finding the back of the net. That goal coming from Connor Johnson, his 1 shot finding the net. The Lopes had 6 shots, 3 of them on goal, no goals in that first half. Pilots lead 1-0. 2 yellow cards given to the Antelopes.
That's right. We saw those yellow cards early on, and I think we can maybe, conclude that to kind of the breakdown of the team right after that goal, but the team's looking a lot more composed right now, especially going into this second half, keeping their heads on their shoulders, staying positive, and playing simple as well.
Charles Keating with the ball. He'll take a shot right into the back of Leo. A bruiser there from Hadim Say. Goes way wide of the post. A good-looking shot off the foot, but it just sailed high. Charles Keating effort into the backside of number 21, Leo Mills. Mills is from Kula, Hawaii. He's a sophomore. Played for the Maui Strikers. Ping pong off of the heads of both teams. Quick throw in on the far side for the Lopes. Herman and Radia working with that one. Zambrano with the ball now. Zambrano will find Coffey. Coffey looks wide to Jackson Jella. Jella working on Barkov. And Jella's shot far past the post. Out of play.
Now
Goal kick, Antelopes.
Jella, of course, for the Pilots, has 3 goals, tied for the team lead, along with Eric Edwardson, of course, for the Portland Pilots this season, followed by Sanchez with 2 goals. So really takes a lot of shots. He plays very aggressively, as all the Pilots do. They play very fast off the ball and attack early, as we've seen them do again in this game. Edwardson, as we mentioned, he's not in the lineup tonight, but he does have 3 goals, tied for the team lead for the Pilots.
Michel gets past King. A great save there from Kendall Day off of his line. to deny Benji Michel of a goal here. He got past Ben Barkoff, and Matthew King, Kendall Day saving the day there to keep the game 1-0. Barkoff now with the ball. Radia and Herman working with Ben Barkoff. Hallis wrapped up by Aranda. Nice little hug from behind.
Alex Hallis, of course, we caught up with him a few weeks ago when we discussed the leadership that he brings to the team and what he hopes to bring to the team. We hope to kind of see that again here in this second half.
Say gives that one away to Zambrano. Zambrano finds Sanchez. Sanchez goes to ground very easily and then pulls on Say's shirt the entire way. And Eddie Sanchez, talking with somebody close to the Portland Pilots team, has been known to simulate and go to ground easily. Going to ground easily there, it's going to be a free kick for the Antelopes. Say lucky he did not get booked for extracurricular activities after he got pulled down there by Sanchez. Sanchez, a firm grasp on Say's jersey the entire way down. You can watch it right here. A kick there as well, twisting and pulling him to the ground. Eddie Sanchez, chest to chest, and then just straight going almost to the ground there. Very little contact. Zambrano pulls down Alex Hollis, helps him back up. Good show of sportsmanship there after the heated
That's right.
play on the near side.
We always mention how we love to see, that sportsmanship out on the field. Sometimes we don't see it, but it's nice for, a situation like that to occur and then to turn around and have that out on the field.
Aiden McLaughlin on the touchline, getting set to come on. Hollis will take this free kick. Looming free kick. Headed out by Zambrano just as far as Hadim Say. Say working on Coffee. His shirt's getting pulled yet again. Muscles Coffee off the ball.
Now with this continued contact and kind of like you said, extracurricular activities, it's going to be, the refs might start calling this a little bit closer, might start looking for those little things, and we might see some more yellow cards, if not a red card this evening, if this continues.
The Pilots very adamant and angry about the referee not letting advantage go. Pilots had the ball. Jackson Jello with the ball, streaking down the left side, but the ball was called back for a foul. Sanchez fouled
Little push from
by
the back
Hallis.
there.
Goes down easily. Foul is given. Sanchez on the ground, reeling in pain.
His composure is kind of getting lost right here in this last few minutes or two. We don't want to see that starting off in the second half, but it looks like, the refs might tend to call this a little bit closer. We're going to see what happens here. Hopefully the Lopes kind of get it together. We want that communication. We want that leadership. We want to see that energy, that positive energy back within the team so they can build themselves up and keep the momentum that they had ending the first half going into this second half.
Eddie Sanchez is up. A miraculous healing there for Sanchez. And he'll stand over this free kick. His white jersey is now a nice shade of dark green and brown on the ground just about all night long. Sanchez's left-footed shot into the belly of Radia. Radia taking off the ball. And Michel's shot just goes wide.
Seems like everyone hitting the ground is getting up, looking around like, hey, ref, are you going to call that?
Aiden McLaughlin coming in for Matthew King. Matthew King on a yellow card. Has done well in this game so far. has had made good tackles, given the ball away as well. So Aiden McLaughlin coming in, did not get the start tonight, but a center back duo that has worked together well in the past. McLaughlin and Montalvo back together again, looking to cement the game right now and keep it at 1-0, hoping that the Lopes can get a goal here in the 56th minute of play. Foul called against the Lopes on the near side, and the Pilots will have a free kick.
Of course, that was Matthew King's first start of the season this evening. He's a sophomore from Edmonton, Alberta. Appeared in 14 games last year, starting 4. Recorded 1 goal for 2 points on the year and attempting 2 shots. Getting a little bit more playing time and a start, of course, this evening. Stay up to date on all your GCU news at news.gcu.edu. Find stories, pictures, videos, and more at news.gcu.edu.
McLaughlin's first touches of the game. Slack and McLaughlin working well. Slack taken down. And Charles Keating unable to keep that one in play. Throw in for the Pilots. Connor Johnston throwing that one in just off the head of Jordan Slack, and it's going to be another throw in up the pitch for the Pilots.
Aiden McLaughlin, of course, another Arizona local from Gilbert, Arizona, attended Basha High School. Last year as a sophomore, he appeared in 3 games, attempted 1 shot. As a freshman, he competed in 9 games, so a little bit of experience here for the Lopes, getting a little bit more playing time in these last 2 games, of course. Played quite a bit in the game against Pacific on Sunday night. Looks like Thunder might be down there making an appearance in the crowd. And the crowd is sticking around for this game tonight. You know, of course, it's a lovely evening after the rain kind of stopped, and we always like to see the Havoc stick around. As we said, it's a little bit harder for a team to come into our GCU stadium and play in front of such a lively audience, in front of our Havocs who like to get a little wildly here at home.
Ball goes out of play. Damian Herman had done well to force Leo Mills to kick one out of bounds. The Lopes wanted to work quickly out of the throw-in, but they were called back for being too far up the pitch on the throw-in. Charles Keating working well, using his body to win the ball back. The Lopes will reset defensively. McLaughlin will send it all the way back to Kendall Day after Michel and Jackson Jella had forced McLaughlin not to pass the ball back to Hector Montalvo. Working hard up the field, those 2 speedy forwards for the Pilots. Jackson in the middle of the field. Jackson with the ball, running at a full head of steam. Pulled there by Aranda. The Pilots are back in possession. Radia and Herman now with the ball. And Herman is taken down just outside the penalty area, 20, 30 yards from goal. Good show of sportsmanship there yet again from number 6, Aranda, knowing right away that he had brought Herman down. A little trip there, stepping on his foot. Definitely a foul. Knew it. Showed the show of his hand. Say, I wasn't trying to do that, man. Sorry about that. Hollis with the free kick. Sent in Jackson. Jackson's the goal! Jackson ties the game 1-1 here against the Pilots in the 60th minute of the game.
We're going to go down to the replay to see that one as Jackson just hit that one in.
Jackson
Looks
does
so
well
good
to lose his defender with a sea of bodies there, and it's all tied. Does well to climb. Jackson's 2nd heading goal of the season.
That'll be the momentum that not only Nikki Jackson needs, but the entire team. You can see the crowd is up and lively again, and that is going to be a great start to this second half. We're at 60 minutes here now. And Nicky got up in great position as he always does, kind of gets into the cluster of that defense. But like you said, he kind of outplayed his defender right there, surprised him, got up, got that header in, and that's a goal for GCU.
And the Lopes have been playing well ever since about the 25th minute of that first half. They've been on the front foot all day long since that point, going down 1-0 in the 8th minute. And now they're really on the front foot here, up down 1-0, and now they're tied 1-1 here against the Pilots. Hopefully that's what GCU needs to take the lead. Foul about 35 yards out yet again. Hector Montalvo getting a swift talking to there by the center referee. Center referee will help up the Pilots player, Eddie Sanchez. Pilots tried to go quickly there, but the center referee quietly and calmly calls the one that back, similar to how a dad would call back a 2-year-old who tried to run away. Say, sorry, bud, you can't do that right now. We got away on the whistle.
I know, I'm a little worried because I was worried before that goal about the intensity and the contact between both teams. And now after that goal, you can already see that there's a little bit more intensity now. So we're going to see what happens. Action-packed game tonight here for a Thursday night game. And you can see the Pilots kind of reacting. They don't want to get too, over the head of themselves, but you can see they're kind of like, oh, we got to stay in our game now. Both teams playing really fast off the ball tonight. We love to see quick-witted games, back and forth games, and high-intensity games. This is a great game for fans to watch, for a packed stadium to see here live, and a great night of soccer.
Ball cleared off the line, but it's going to be another corner kick. The free kick from Eddie Sanchez was flicked at the wall by Nicky Jackson, out of play. Eddie Sanchez with another corner kick here in the 62nd minute.
Stopping Sanchez was one of our key components of the game when we talked in the pre-game show, how we needed to stop him, how he's quick, he attacks, and he takes kind of those unique and remarkable shots. We haven't seen a lot of it tonight, so I think GCU is doing a good job of kind of shutting him out, keeping him back.
Connor Johnston does it again. Another ball falls to him outside the area, and he takes the ball in the air on his right foot, and he puts it away past Kendall Day. Two fantastic goals from Connor Johnston, and the Pilots lead 2-1.
Just as we're talking about stopping that attack, he attacks on full force. He came at that with a lot of power right there, and the defense just wasn't quite with it, wasn't quite on their feet. Reacted a little bit slow off of that. We're going to see what happens and how they react right now.
And that took the wind out of the sails of the Antelopes. 62 minutes gone by. Pilots lead 2-1. Connor Johnson has been left all alone, and nobody's stepped up quickly enough on the ball. Is outside the penalty area. And Johnston's having a dream day here for the Pilots. 2 goals sometimes you just dream about, and he scored 2 of them in this game. 2 fantastic volley efforts from the left back on his right. Oh, another almost opportunity off the goalkeeper's mistake. This time Alex Hollis. Damian Herman scoring the goal in the first game against the Knight in a very similar fashion. Bad touch from Paul Christensen. And the clearance off of Alex Hollis just wide of the post. We've seen it multiple times. Goalkeepers are getting a little bit too confident on that back line, playing the ball with their foot. And it almost brought the game back to even level terms.
Alex Hollis stayed aggressive in that play, in that situation. GCU staying aggressive is what we want to see. We saw them become a little lackadaisical for half a second when Johnson scored that goal, but I don't think they're going to let another one get away. I think they're going to put the pressure back on. They're going to attack. They're going to stay fast, and I think we can get a win out of this game tonight.
Eddie Sanchez will stand over this one yet again, this time from the right side, the far side. On your screen, Sanchez's ball is whipped in, cleared off the line.
A lot of
Another
contact
foul.
right there.
This one's going to be outside the penalty area.
The ref having to talk to a lot of the gentlemen tonight about their play. We've seen a lot of contact. It's funny because we spoke early on about how many yellow cards were in, the game on Sunday night against Pacific. We haven't seen quite as many tonight, but we've seen just about as much contact and just about as much ref to player little discussions, to say the least. And it's important in these tight games that the refs call it fair, that the refs see everything, and play it as they should. And I think they've done a good job tonight.
Sanchez's free kick is too far for everybody. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Antelopes. Slack with the throw. Ball bouncing around. Nobody able to control the ball so far after the throw-in. Charles Keating finds Damian Herman. Lopes will need to do something here with the ball. Pace is slowed down. Hallis running circles right now. Not able to find anybody, though. Nobody's helping him out off the ball. Hallis does well on Coffee. Keating will send it back to Slack. Slack with pace. Finds Herman. Herman will whip it in with his right foot. Paul Christensen goes up with his gloves. No foul call. It's on the line. Jackson had gone up body to body with Paul Christensen. No foul called. Jackson had gone straight up. No foul. Good no call there from the referee. The referees like to protect the goalkeeper similar to how an NFL referee would protect the quarterback, but that's a good no call. And now Charles Keating will push over Connor Johnston outside of the Pilots' technical area and goal area.
Charles Keating playing so active. We saw him come in just a tad hesitant for a split second in the first half, but he's played so active since then, getting into every position, getting into every play, looking strong.
Lopes will need to make sure that they don't get too frantic. There's still 25 minutes left to play here. They just got to keep playing their game how they came out in the second half, and good things will happen.
I think if I had to change one of the keys to the game, it would be to keep your composure. This has been such an exciting game all night long from both ends, but I think it's really going to be critical for them to keep their heads right now, stay calm, stay focused, and try not to make so many mistakes, play flawlessly.
Physical play down in the corner. Lopes come away with it. Say will look for Jackson. Jackson does well to bring the ball down. He finds a streaking Nieblas, poked away by the Pilots all the way back to Kendall Day. Quickly back out to Montalvo. Lopes looking to do everything quickly here in the 68th minute of play. Connor Johnson cuts out that pass. Slack over the top to Keating. Herman fouled. And Carlin Voigt is adamant yet again. He's going to get a little bit of a stern talking to, where they're going to bring the ball back. Carlin Voigt out of his technical area to talk with the center referee. Alex Hallis will stand over this free kick. Last time the free kick was whipped in from this side. Bit closer to the goal, though. The Lopes scored. Free kick right off of Zambrano. Jello working down the right side.
Yeah,
Jella.
Coach Carlin Voigt spent the past 4 years actually as the assistant head coach for the UCLA Bruins.
Charles Keating wins that ball off of Jella, and Nikki Jackson is flagged down and pulled down. Referee stops the time. And it's going to be
Wait
a
to
free
hear
kick
call.
for the Antelopes for sure. And it looks like it's actually going to be a foul against Nikki Jackson. Or it's going to be offsides there. The center referee has put his hand up for an indirect free kick. The referee on the near side bringing his flag back down pretty quickly there.
Yeah,
Unable to see
confusion.
his offsides call. Charles Keating did well to pick out Nikki Jackson after winning the ball off of Jackson Jella. Foul called yet again outside the penalty area. Ben Barkoff bringing down Jella yet again. Jella and Barkoff, the story all night long, the battle between the two wingers. Jella and Barkoff working hard, holding hands there the entire way. Just outside the penalty area. Lopes will need to keep them outside the penalty area if they're going to continue to foul the Pilots. It can slow the game down and bring it back to the pace that the Lopes want. But if you start getting too close to your own 18-yard box, eventually one's going to be inside the penalty area, and it's going to be a penalty kick. Ben Barkoff given a yellow card here in the 69th minute.
We have to remember that's his first start for the season this year. Hasn't played a whole lot, didn't quite play a lot last year. So kind of getting into his formula here. Having a decent night, but pulling up with that yellow card late into the game.
Sanchez's free kick after talking with some of the fans behind the goal, pointing at them, counting on his fingers, depending on what Eddie Sanchez was talking about. 3 yellow cards for the Antelopes so far. Matthew King, Damian Herman, and now Ben Barkoff. Portland leads 2-1. Eric Edwardson into the game for the Pilots.
If you're visiting campus for a game this fall, why not stay at the GCU Hotel, featuring comfortable rooms, a resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill. It's the perfect place to stay when coming to GCU. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com.
Radia,
Little contact.
Zambrano, Sanchez, Say. Lopes back in possession, and Hallis finds McLaughlin. Lopes will reset out of the back. Pilots lead 2-1. 2 stunners from Connor Johnston, the left back for the Pilots. 2 volleys from the left back are the difference maker so far. Eddie Sanchez, Montalvo taking Eddie Sanchez out, and he's going to go to the back pocket. The center referee is going to give a straight red to Hector Montalvo, and the Lopes are down to 10 men. Montalvo going in 100%, knowing he was going to ground. Sanchez jumping over the tackle, but Sanchez was in on goal. Montalvo was the last defender, and by the book, that's a red card. Unfortunate for Montalvo, but he had to do it. If he missed, it was a red card. If he got it, it was a heroic tackle. But the Lopes are down to 10 men, and their freshman star defender sent to the locker room.
That's right, Hector Montalvo, just a freshman from El Paso, Texas, of course, played for FC Dallas Academy. He's played great all season long. He's tough out there. He's one of their critical freshmen. They need him. Sad to see him exit this game still so early on.
Eric Edwardson will step over this free kick. He has 3 goals this season, tied for the team lead. But Connor Johnston is firmly on the heels of Edwardson and Jella. Edwardson, the free kick off the wall, and offside is called against Zambrano.
Eric Edwardson, a junior from Vancouver, appeared and started in all 18 matches last season. He was third on the team last year with 8 points, tied for second with 3 goals. His all WCC honorable mention as well. He actually, interestingly, didn't even play soccer in high school. He played for Fusion FC, a club team that he played for during high school, did not play for his high school soccer team.
Radia gives the ball away. The clock is not going on the scoreboard. See how much time they add on. Clock is still not running after the red card was given to Hector Montalvo.
A lot of tension between the players all evening long. We kind of saw it beginning at the start of the game with the early yellow cards and, of course, the early contact. And then after that first goal, we saw it a little bit more. Tensions are height right now. Say kind of getting in on that contact a little bit, kind of riling the other team. But it's very back and forth. This is an interesting one tonight.
Corner kick after the free kick from Sanchez. Sanchez's jersey, a distinct different color than the white uniforms for the Pilots. A green uniform with purple letters now for Sanchez. Sanchez going to ground all night long. Sanchez will take this corner kick. Low corner, right back out to Sanchez. Sanchez tries to school Nikki Jackson, but the ball goes out of bounds. Goal kick for the Antelopes. Kendall Day telling his teammates to get upfield.
He tried a little bit of that fancy footwork he's known for, fancy goals and fancy footwork, but didn't quite work out for him.
Zambrano working on Niebles.
Day has not lost his energy, especially as a goalie. Staying engaged in the game is critical, and you can see he's playing just as active as he has from the start of the game.
Slack to Herman. Herman working against Connor Johnston. He has Slack if he wants him. Decides to whip in a corner or a cross. Radia. Herman finds Radia. Radia inside the 18-yard box is cross over the top of the goal. Good opportunity there for the Lopes, but unable to finish it off. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Pilots, who lead 2-1 here in the 73rd minute of play.
I think he had a little bit more time on that than he thought he did. I think he could have got a little bit more set up, maybe just a split second longer. You know, still a good attempt, but a little bit rushed.
Wasn't able to get his foot wrapped around that ball to get enough whip on it to bring it back across the face of goal. Edwardson tries to find Jackson Jella. Ball goes out of play. The Lopes have a throw-in. Kendall Day can't do anything with that one after the ball was thrown into him. He can't pick it up with his hands, so he had to clear that one out. He'll just clear it out of play for a Pilots throw-in. Zambrano comes off. He makes way for number 17, Gio Magana Rivera from Hood River, Oregon. And funny thing, I actually played against Gio Magana. He is very, very good. He won Player of the Year in all of Oregon. A fantastic soccer player from Hood River. Hood River continuously creating and producing good quality players. He doesn't look very big, but he can do a lot with his feet. His little brother scoring the game-winning goal against my high school last year in the state championship game. Nikki Jackson working against Reeves. Nikki Jackson brought down the penalty area. No foul given. And the ball goes out of play. Goal kick, Pilots.
Looks Looks like he might be hurt down there.
Referees bringing on the technical crew. Jackson getting taken down by Mills and the goalkeeper Christensen. Slow to get up. Another glorious opportunity there for the Lopes, but good defense from Leo Mills and the goalkeeper Christensen to come off of his line to protect the Pilots' 2-1 lead here in the 75th minute. Number 23 is getting ready to come on. That is Austin Day for the Lopes.
No relation to Kendall Day that we know of, at least. Kendall Day, of course, is from right here in Gilbert, Arizona. Austin Day, a freshman from Frisco, Texas. Medical staff is out there. Looks like Nicky Jackson is back up on his feet, a good sign, limping just a little bit. Maybe he can walk it off. You know, like we had spoke with him yesterday, he loves to play in front of his home crowd. He's a fan favorite here, a local favorite. A lot of his family and friends from high school and from growing up love to come out here and watch him and support his journey, this entire GCU Lopes team.
Charles Keating along with Austin Day back onto the field. Replaces Ben Barkoff and Jose Rodriguez Niebles. Lopes have 9 men on the field right now after Nicky Jackson was not replaced after his foul. He did have to come off of the pitch because he received treatment. So Lopes are down to 9 men right now because of the red card to Hector Montalvo. Alex Hollis working against 2 Pilots defenders, and Sanchez comes out with it. He finds Eric Edwardson, but Edwardson gives it back to Lopes. Hadim Say has been slotted into the back line of the defense. Lopes playing with 4 defenders, 3 midfielders now, and 2 forwards. Usually play a 4-4-2 with Hadim Say playing central defensive midfielder, Alex House playing as a central attacking midfielder, and then 2 wing defenders, usually Radia and right now Charles Keating. House's free kick, sent in short, just over the top of McLaughlin's head. Eddie Sanchez has Gio Magana. Magana working down the left side. His shot saved by Kendall Day, out of play for a corner kick for the Pilots.
Kendall Day in great position there. We'll see the replay here. He was ready for that ball and just saved it. Looked so good. Plays so consistently, like we said. He stays so engaged in the game. He has great soccer IQ and knows what's coming, what's expected, and he's always there for that save.
Gio Magana wanted that ball more on his right foot, just unable to get it all the way across his body. Wanting to put that one far post, he had to pull it towards the near post, and Kendall Day was there to save it. Pilots still lead 2-1. Sanchez's corner kick, free header there for Mills, unable to get to it. All the way out for a goal kick for the Antelopes.
Coming to a game this fall? Be sure to come early and bring your appetite. Visit any of the restaurants on Lopes Way, including the new Grand Canyon Beverage Company. Enjoy the campus atmosphere and the beautiful Arizona weather by having dinner here at Lopes Way.
Lopes Way, Grand Canyon Beverage Company, and a GCU soccer favorite, The Habit, along with myself, had it for dinner tonight. A fantastic burger joint here on campus. Nicky Jackson's favorite, Mila Benedetti's favorite, and my favorite. So check it out. It's inside the Student Union, or check out Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, and Subway on Lopes Way.
Yeah, come check out what your soccer stars are eating.
If you want to score 6 goals in 7 games, you go to the Habit Burger. That's exactly what Nikki Jackson's done. And Jackson and Mila Benedetti must be on the same diet program because they both eat at the Habit Burger and they both lead their team in goals.
Benedetti jokes that she doesn't want her coach to know that she eats there, but
I'm sorry, Mila. Derek Leader, I hope you're not listening to this.
maybe he'll start telling all the girls to eat there then.
They have delicious deep-fried green beans.
One of my other favorites, Wedner Del Monte, finally coming into the game. We saw him play a lot against Pacific on Sunday night. Haven't seen any action tonight until now. Wedner, a junior walk-on, originally from Haiti. Appeared in 12 games with 4 starts last year. Attempted 10 shots with 3 on goal. Plays very quick, very smart. Love to see him get in the game and play so aggressively like he does. Smaller player, but very fast.
And D will come on for Alex Hallis. Damian Herman tripped up there. He tried to go quickly, but Christian Garcia Sabayo is there to stop it. Austin Day to Charles Keating, and it will go all the way to Aranda, who will find number 7, Matthew Coffey. Coffey and Aranda, the 2 central midfielders for the Pilots.
So now with a guy down, Fletcher, what's kind of the strategy that the Lopes are thinking and what Coach Heineman is kind of telling these gentlemen?
Well, if you didn't notice, Hadim Sey has been slotted back into a defensive role, not just necessarily as a central defensive midfielder, but actually as a center back. Lopes not giving up any room or any giveaway on that defensive line, making sure they're always at 4 at the back. Alejandro Radia has been moved from the left-hand side into the middle of the park, playing where Hadim Sey would. So most of the time you're going to bring players back and move players into the position where that red card happened, and you're going to give up one position. And the Lopes right now are giving up the second forward position, and Nicky Jackson is having to work his tail off up top, and that's what you're seeing. He's really working hard as one forward to give the back line of the Pilots fits and hopefully unlock this defensive line that has really been solid all night long, except for the opportunities that the Lopes have created. Austin Day will try to find D over the top, and Mills will clear it out. So essentially everybody's going to fall back into a more defensive role, but you're still going to try to get forward and find offensive threats because you're down a man, you're down a goal. You still need to score a goal if you want to send this game to extra time or to win this game. So priority right now is not let any more goals get scored by the Pilots, and then priority number 2 is to score, just like it is all game long. But there's just one less player, so everybody has to work harder.
Now we've seen a few fresh players come into the game. Wedner Del Monte, for example, kind of came into the game late. Hasn't played all game. Is that a good thing, a bad thing? You know, he's kind of a little cold off the bench. What do you think, Fletcher?
Well, the fresh legs is exactly what the Lopes need as this ball is sent in to Herman. Herman, the ball falls to Charles Keating, and Charles Keating's cross into the center of the field goes over the head of everybody. And those new legs are really what's going to unlock the defense because the Pilots' defensive line has been in there all night long. But the new forwards for the Lopes is really what's going to unlock this defensive line that's been solid all night for the Pilots.
That's kind of what we expected going in. The defense was going to be strong. They've been holding teams to only 1 goal per game, and as we've seen, they've been tough. We've played through it a little bit, and I think if they keep just attacking with the transition of having one less player, you know, like you said, they're going to have to work a little bit harder. Each player is going to have to work a little bit harder and see kind of what comes out of it in this last 10 minutes of play.
Andy Alanis has come in for Nicky Jackson. This ball is going to get sent all the way down to the corner. Throw in for the Lopes. 81 minutes gone by. Pilots lead 2-1. Edwardson finds this one in the middle of the field. A cutback. Edwardson on his left foot. Cleared off the line by Slack. Keating with the ball now. Herman turns to the middle of the field. He has Slack going down the left side. And Coffey brings down Herman in the middle of the field. Just stops his momentum. Stops moving. Herman runs into him, falls down, and that's definitely a foul. Herman shaken up. Probably had the wind knocked out of him there by Coffey. We'll see it again here. See Coffey get schooled, and he's just going to lower his shoulder into the chest of Damian Herman.
One of the more physical games, as we've spoken again and again, that I've seen so far in this season. I think that can contribute to a little bit of the tiredness that we're seeing late into this game. You know, they're getting slightly lackadaisical, especially after that second goal. You can see we're kind of dragging just a bit. Hopefully these fresh legs, like you said, can kind of bring in some new energy. Throw in here for the Lopes. Over to Slack. Actually, that's Charles Keaton.
Herman. Herman finds Keating. Keating out to D. D working on his defender, Johnston. Herman. D. Del Monte finds Herman. Herman spin move. Pulled down. Herman's cross. Charles Keating on a left-footed effort. Sent out by Coffey, and Hadim saves quickly there. Short, slow cross. Lope scrambling for every single ball now. Like to see it. Pilots clear it out. And Michel is now on the ball.
That was the effort that we needed, though. I think that's going to give them some great momentum. They went after everything. That's exactly the hustle that we want to see so late into this game when you're down 2-1. Like I spoke before, Wedner Del Monte, D as they call him, really comes in with such great energy. You know, he came in so late to the game, hasn't played in the first half, but he comes in, doesn't care, plays exactly how he's supposed to, and the effort really shows and pays off for him.
Keating now slotted into the middle of the field. Brought down. Both teams with many of their substitutions on. Michel tries to find Gio Magana. Ball falls back to Michel. Michel does well to get on goal with Kendall Day, and he does what he's done all season long. He scores the theatrical goal celebration, and Michel pretty much puts this one to bed. 3-1 Pilots. Fantastic footwork there, and the clinical finish by the striker.
He just got very separated from the defense there. Kendall couldn't really do a whole lot. Didn't have a lot of help from that line right there. Kind of just got away from them. Got into that late. I think GCU is a little tired at this point, a little worn down. They've been attacking this entire game. It's been very physical this whole time, and I think that's kind of beaten them down a little bit, beaten them down mentally. And I think they're just kind of a little bit tired at this point as this one is winding down 3-1.
Absolutely. Defensive line looked tired there, and Michel made them pay. Michel now tied 3 ways with Eric Edwardson and Jackson Jella with 3 goals on the season. Hot on the heels is Connor Johnson, however, who scored 2 goals here tonight. 1 to take a lead in the 8th minute, and 1 to take another lead in the second half. And Benji Michel's goal just about wraps it up here. 84 minutes gone. It would take some true fireworks here from the Lopes in the late stages of this game to get one back, to go down 1 and need a winner to really win it. Alanis brings down number 20, Colby Tra. No foul called. Alanis working on Connor Johnson now, running after the ball. Just gets a touch on him. Connor Johnson not happy about it. Alanis offering his hand to say sorry, and Connor Johnson kind of slapped at him down the sideline. Pilots clapping. So it's going to be a free kick on the near side.
The Lopes have fought this one hard all night, though. That's a disappointing factor about the last two losses that they've received at home, is that they have fought so hard and they've played so well. You know, they made a few minor mistakes today, pulled up with those yellow cards, had some passing issues. We can attribute that maybe to the grass a little bit, but you know, the excuses can only be so little. They have really fought so hard these last two games and really done all they can. And they are making great progress. We're seeing the young players come in and play absolutely well. We're seeing the experience from the old players. It's just not completely falling together for them quite yet. Got about 5 minutes left of play.
Michelle flagged for offsides. Ball will be brought back.
Don't miss the next men's soccer home game against San Jose State Friday, September 30th at 7 p.m. right here in the beautiful GCU Stadium. If you can't come in person, check it out, of course, on GCU TV with pregame beginning at 6:50 p.m.
Michelle's down behind the play here. So time has been stopped. Trainer will be waved on. And tomorrow, GCU women's soccer team begins Western Athletic Conference play against Cal State Bakersfield. Tomorrow night's game is slated for a 7 o'clock start here at GCU Stadium. If you can't make the game here in person and on the campus of GCU, you can catch it here on GCU TV. Taylor, what are you thinking about tomorrow's game? Women's open up WAC play here at home.
That's right. They suffered a tough loss against a big school, Oklahoma, last weekend. But I think coming in playing CSU Bakersfield, I think it's going to be a great game. Both sides, both well thought off programs, and I think GCU is going to come out with a little bit more confidence, knowing this is the start of their conference play, knowing that they kind of have to fuel the fire for this start in order to head into conference championships. I think Mila Benedetti is going to be a big factor, of course. She's been scoring big. She's been attacking well. She's quick-witted. She's going to come out confident and strong, plays consistent, and she's a great leader on the team. DeVera as well. She's done really well. A younger player with a little less experience, but she plays with poise and confidence and is really also another fast player too. They work really great together, getting assists off of one another. I think CSU Bakersfield is in for quite a surprise and quite a treat of a game here at GCU Stadium. And once again, that's tomorrow night. You can catch that here as well on GCU TV.
Cal State Bakersfield playing against Eastern Washington on Friday, September 9th, losing 3-1 in Bakersfield. The Lopes lost a heartbreaker in the very first game of the season to Eastern Washington, 1-0 in overtime. So look for the Lopes to have confidence going in that game, even though after their loss to Oklahoma, knowing that Bakersfield is a possible win. Number 22, Roy Johnson, is in on goal. Johnson on Kendall Day. Great save from Kendall Day to keep this one at 3-1. Johnson was one-on-one with Kendall Day, and Day made a big save there to keep this game at just 3-1. Comes out, gets big, and the ball just goes off of his foot. Austin Day behind the line. He's gotten past Johnston. His cross just off of a returning defender, Mills, and Johnston gets the ball back. Connor Johnston. Two Johnstons on the field for the Pilots. Connor Johnston and Rory Johnston.
Connor Johnson been a powerhouse all evening. Kind of a surprise for us, and I think the fans as well. We expected to see Sanchez scoring those goals, but it was actually Johnson, in fact, coming out hot early and then scoring again later on into the game. Kind of a surprise for everyone here, but he's played well all evening and, you know, came in clutch for the Pilots team.
Both from Sonoma, California, both seniors. And I don't like to make assumptions, but I think it might be safe to say that they're twins. Two seniors, similar
Maybe.
height, similar weight, from the same town, from the same school.
If only we could see
Both
them, they
years.
might look alike.
.88 minutes gone by. Pilots lead 3-1. And they are, in fact, twins, the Johnston brothers,
Confirmed.
by the University of Portland Sports Information Team on the website. Born August 11th, 1994 in California. Two seniors here playing together. Connor Johnston having a dream day here, scoring two stunners off of his right foot. Both of them volleys just about 18 yards out. Ball bouncing around. Nobody really in control right now. And the Pilots have just about parked the bus up 3-1. No need to get stretched out and give the Lopes a chance to come back here. No need to get greedy and score a bunch of more goals. Pilots just looking to close this one out. There's 1 minute remaining. Pilots lead 3-1. Slack stands over this one. He's going to whip one in. Christensen will punch with two hands. Alana sends one in with his left foot. Oh, opportunity there. Sliding effort by Charles Keating on the line to keep it in play, and Paul Christensen will just keep it and close out the game here. 30 seconds left in the ball game. McLaughlin does well to get that one. Coffey plays that one out of the air. Good touch there from the midfielder Coffey, the redshirt junior captain. And that will do it here at GCU Stadium. The Portland Pilots fly in from gloomy Portland to gloomy Phoenix, Arizona to take a 3-1 victory over the GCU Antelopes here on a Thursday night game. Two stunners from Connor Johnson are the difference. Benji Michel puts the nail in the coffin for the Antelopes to go up 3-1, and that's how it ended. Pilots win this one 3-1 here at GCU Stadium.
There's a swell of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for their season, and they're ready for action. The only NCAA D1 men's soccer team in the state will dominate the field at our brand new state-of-the-art 6,000-seat soccer stadium. Former MLS Coach of the Year, head soccer coach Shellis Hyman, leads this all-star squad at the epicenter for soccer in the state. Come catch all the family-friendly excitement. Games will sell out. Get your GCU season tickets today at lopestickets.com.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening. Grand Canyon University's newly remodeled golf course is thriving in the heart of Phoenix, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways, signature par 3s, greenside bunkers, premium greens, and a brand new clubhouse and restaurant. Experience a university championship golf course this summer with great rates as low as $15 available now. Book your tee times at gcugolf.com.
And welcome back to the GCU Soccer Stadium, where the Lopes come a little bit short and a little bit defeated tonight, losing 3-1 over the Portland Pilots. It was a great game, a great hard-fought game tonight, though, for the Lopes. Both teams really played well. What can we say about this loss tonight, Fletcher?
It's a tough loss, and the first goal in the 8th minute really set the tone for the game. The Lopes settled in and did attack very well to continue the first half of play. They got a goal back in the second half, but a quick response from the Pilots really took the wind out of the sails of the Antelopes and really set the tone for the rest of the second half. And then that final goal by Michel to close out the game and put the nail in the coffin really took the statement for this game.
That's right. We can say, though, a lot about both the Lopes' offense and their defense. You know, they stuck consistent. They played probably as intense and as energetic as I've seen them play. So we're going to go ahead and check out those highlights right now.
Eddie Sanchez bringing down Hadim Say there. This is going to be Alex Hallis bringing the free kick in, and Nikki Jackson rising above everybody else to tie the ball game at 1 apiece. Pilots cross in here, falls, and this is where Connor Johnson wins the game. His second volley of the night, his second goal, and that's really... Connor Johnson was fantastic for the Pilots. He did things defensively well all night long, and he did things that defenders don't normally do, and that's score a lot of fantastic flair goals like those. Those are goals that sometimes you just dream about, and he scored 2 of them in a game. Portland Pilots attacker getting brought down outside the penalty area. This is a fantastic save from Kendall Day right here, denying the freshman. And another opportunity here for the Pilots. And this is where Michel puts it away. He just juggles it over the top of everybody, and he just slots it home past Kendall Day after he made everybody miss. A well-rounded performance for the Pilots. An unfortunate game for the Lopes. They fall to 3-5. And now they have to enter WAC play. This is when it really counts. Non-conference play is when you can really get your feet settled, figure things out offensively and defensively, and now this is when the fun really starts, and this is when it's business, because you get into WAC play, and this is when you really want to make your games count.
And I think that's going to be important, too, you know, going in to WAC play, kind of getting this out of their belt. You know, a lot of fresh players came in tonight and a lot of new young players came in tonight. I think that's going to be good for the overall dynamic and diversity of the team. So I think that's going to be good going into WAC play. They kind of got this one out of their way, and now they can go in strong. And speaking of WAC play, Fletcher, tell us about the women's game tomorrow night.
Yeah, the women open up against Cal State Bakersfield here at GCU Stadium. It's Fiesta Friday, so the first 250 fans get a walking taco, and there's vuvuzelas for the first 300 fans they made famous at the South Africa World Cup in 2010. Game starts 7 o'clock here at GCU Stadium against the Cal State Bakersfield Roadrunners. You're not going to want to miss it. Mila Benedetti and Blakely Frosch, two fantastic juniors for the Antelopes. Blakely Frosch highlighted on this graphic here for you. You're not going to want to miss it. Soccer's a lot of fun here in Arizona, and it's going to be a fun rest of the season here at GCU Stadium for both teams.
That's right. And of course, if you can't come here in person and catch the action, you can see all the action right here live starting at 6:50 at GCU TV. We want to thank you again for sticking with us tonight through this game. I'm Taylor Bond alongside Fletcher Like. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.